Good afternoon, everyone. Whoops. Welcome to your Sun Sign Love Connection readings. MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I'm MaryAnne. I'm so sorry. All of a sudden, this looks completely, it's like one big ball of wire. Bear with me, if you will. And let's see what we can do about this. I had my kitten in the room the last messages I were doing. I was excited because I've never felt that comfortable. He's very small and rambunctious. His name is Eclipse. But I just felt like I needed to, and he's getting older, and he doesn't like to be separated. And he did pretty well, but he did get a hold of this, and he kind of bundled it up even more than it is. But nevertheless, it's good to see you. It's good to be here. And I'm excited to do the mid-month readings. What's funny is that we are on the featured sign, as I do a featured reading for every single sign, right? And from Aries to Pisces, we are on Capricorn. And because I've changed my method where, like a lot of the tarot readers you'll see on YouTube, they do all of the readings like for the beginning of the month all at once. And I was taking half a month to do each sign, and then for the remainder of the half of the month, doing the second reading and doing one a day. And I just decided that maybe I should expedite it a little bit, okay? So I'm kind of on the fence about that. I still feel a little strange about having a week or so of not doing readings because I'm so used to doing them on the daily. But maybe I'll put in some bonus ones and whatnot, and then I'll be extra prepared for the beginning of the months as well, which is good. And I'm working extra, so in addition to this, I know many of you know, those that come back and follow me, I appreciate you so much. My humble channel, but I am a massage therapist, and it's booming, and well, to where I'm safe and feeling comfortable, and it's a beautiful thing. But I love my readings, and I love bringing messages to you. And so Capricorn, you beautiful earth element Capricorn, you resourceful, grounded, hardworking cardinal sign, which is, just all about getting things going, initiating. You initiate the season of winter. There are 4 cardinal, 4 fixed, 4 mutable. So so what I want to do first and foremost is I always like to pick the highlighted connection, which is what creates the love connection aspect of my readings. Now, the highlighted connection could be very easily a person you're already with, a friend, a work relationship, family member that really, really you feel a great sense of connection and love for, animal, you name it. Also, it pertains specifically to the single people that might be looking. And then there's the obvious realizations that, there's a lot of people in relationships that watch my channel. So if this highlighted connection isn't the one you are with and want to stay with and so forth, the messages that come through over the 4 categories I read, they can absolutely be for all the Capricorns that are involved, okay? So it's all inclusive. The messages are there, and some of them are going to hit home. Some may not at all. But let's just wait and see. I will then, like I said, have Spirit guide me with this. And I love how it's just impromptu, and it's something that, I am the conduit for, but I don't always ever know what it's going to be. And it's fresh and authentic that way. So for you beautiful Capricorns, you have, okay, well, we're not going to do that simply because that was the last highlighted connection, and I don't do 2 in a row, and that's okay, Spirit. I understand it. I'll explain it in a minute. It went on Libra. And Venus just went into Libra today. So there's a lot of Libra energy and a lot of love, and Libra's love relationships. So it's coming out very strong and heavily. We'll try it again. If it happens more than once, then of course it's meant to be. Giving you love and okay, Aquarius. Well, I love that. I love that as well. And interestingly enough, I did homework, and you actually had at the beginning of the month for your beginning of the month readings of August, your highlighted connection was Sagittarius. So I just did Sagittarius, but I love Capricorn and Aquarians together, and you're right next to each other on the zodiac wheel, as you can see. So you already kind of pick up on each other's energy, and you also are very, very different, which is why you're actually attracted to each other a lot of times. Why I see these relationships together, the apposition is very attractive, and you feel each other's personality traits that the other doesn't have, you know, and that's always exciting and it's nice, you know, because it's like, whoa, I didn't see that perspective. I like that. And then there's always many people who hang out with the same elements and sign because you just like being a lot alike. You want someone who reminds you of you more than not, right? I get that. But even the same signs are different. I mean, there's so much depth to astrology. But so that is going to be the highlighted connection. And once again, if you are not involved, Capricorns, with the Aquarian, it could be the energy coming through because we do have that second full blue moon in Aquarius on the 22nd. And then we've already had some beautiful elements, planets in Virgo, your fellow Earth sign, being Venus. Just left, you know, went into Libra today, was in Virgo. Mercury's still there, and then Mars. So that's the power, the conversations, the clarity of thoughts, you know, initiating ideas and work, and you know how much you love work and success and luxury and money and all of the above. And you are usually extremely successful, and you love it. You do. You don't even really consider work. It's just in your blood. You are ruled by Saturn, so you've got that taskmaster kind of mentality. You're very, you know, happy just confining yourself to your desk or your work and seeing it grow and just being able to express and feel all the benefits from it and sharing that with your friends and those that you love. And Aquarius is, you know, Aquarius is a beautiful air sign that's all about working towards the betterment of life and society and the world at large. You know, they're the humanitarian sign. They are the wealth of knowledge that comes out of what looks like, you know, a water bearer type of thing, but they're just sharing information, ideas, you know, expanding the mind and letting us all be capable of being independent and figuring out our lives, you know, not having to feel like we have to go with the status quo all the time. That's exactly the main criteria, but it works for you as well. So on many levels. But yeah, if it's not an Aquarian that you're interested or with, I should say, if you're single, you might be coming around one, you might have one come into your life, or it's just simply, like I said, the energies. The readings will pertain to you anyway, Capricorn. You'll be able to get something out of the messages, I can almost promise. And stick around, I have 2 oracles that I always read as well. And the 4 categories go like so. The first category will be the overall energy. And that's what brought you to this reading up until this point, which I said these are the mid-months. So almost done, but it's the 16th of August. And it's gorgeous, and there's a lot of beautiful energies that have to do with relaxation and vacation time and absorbing and just kind of being happy and content with simple things. Nature, of course, comes to mind. Getting around people, socializing a little more than you may be used to, Capricorn. Not that you're not a sociable person, but you're okay being behind the scenes. You can be a little bit laid back and, you know, to yourself more. But I'll tell you what, that Aquarius will get that right out of you. Oh yeah, they are very social. I started to say Miss Social. It's either gender, excuse me, of course. I did bring in water with some delicious liquid chlorophyll. I don't know if you're familiar. I just started using this. It's like a commercial break. No, it's pretty amazing. It's good for energy. There's all sorts of things and benefits that you could, you know, benefit from if you look it up. And you just add it to your water. It's fabulous. And it's good when you have a, you know, dry throat or something. So, first card. I'm using the beautiful Art Nouveau Tarot for the remainder of the month. And your overall energy for this wonderful connection of Aquarius and Capricorn, or any one of your love connections, okay, is the 9 of Wands. All right, so listen. This never ceases to amaze me, and I've gotten this more than once in the readings this month with Earth energy, because the wands are the fire, the wands are the drive, the spirit, the motivation. We're still in Leo season, so you've got that going, you know, and you already have it anyway. You represent the goat, you know, the one that can climb the highest crags and mountains. It's not an obstacle. You need to get to the other side, and you'll do it, and you do. And that's just a known thing. The goats are very sure-footed and capable, and they don't need a lot. They can eat grass on the way, you know. They represent, like I said, the season of winter, which is the most barren, right? But boy, they seem to make it work. They work with what they have, you know. And that's that kind of constricted energy and a little bit solemn at times. But, well, what I'm reading from this 9 is what I always do. 9 is the number of completion. It's the last 9. It's the last one before the 10 when it starts a new cycle. So perhaps you're just like you've been maybe overexerting yourself, if not physically, because it does usually mean physicality when it's fire, because they're all about their bodies. It's just motion, you know, activity, you know, in some form or another, you know, exercise, getting things out energy-wise. It helps so much for a lot of the fire signs. That's one of the ways that they actually can, you know, resolve and heal. And it's healthy as well if they don't overdo it or overexert, which is what a lot of the times you'll see, the 9 and the 10 of Wands. It's a lot of responsibilities. I know you're familiar with this. Most Virgos and Capricorns and Tauruses are the head of their business department. They're the owners, they're the managers, they're the, you know, people in charge. And you're feeling like, okay, I've really been working extra hard. I'm actually starting to feel it now in my bones, in my body. And a lot of times it does represent the bones, not a doctor, but just mentioning to you what the messages are from the cards. And you're just like, you're almost at the finish line. There's an idea, there's a thought, there's a project you've been on, and you're just like, oh gosh, I can't. Because then I get to go away and just let it go and just, you know, come back fresh. And we all need that. It's essential. And I can promise you the Aquarian is saying, get on out, let's go, let's have fun. Let's change the whole modus operandus. But you're going to do it in just a bit. If you haven't done it yet, or you haven't stopped thinking about something, it's about to happen, and then you're at the 10 and you're good to go, because that's the new cycle. And then you can just delegate and, you know, and change your pattern and change your overexertion that might be happening, because you really want to be in the best shape you can be. That's the most important. That's wealth right there. You know, talk about wanting money and all those things. That's wonderful. But if you're not feeling well, it doesn't make a lot of sense, right? Because you can't really enjoy it. So just knowing that you're coming at the middle of the month and you have that new moon in Leo, which probably really spurred you on, you know, because that's all about standing up and courage and strength and motivation and momentum, right? And just feeling really driven. And that's still happening. It's happening through, you know, Sunday, the 22nd, along with the full moon, which is going to really light a certain topic or situation in Aquarius. So it's interesting, of course, that Aquarius comes up, but it's a predominant energy and has been this year, and air energy will be predominant for the next 20 plus and then some years. So, well, you're going to make it work. You know that you will. Just hang in there and just remember you have something to look forward to. And I pray that's the case, that you are actually going to take time off, or you already have, and you're just having faith. You know you got what it takes. You're going to go that extra mile. So that's really cool. Nothing to fear. That's why I like the 9. Just about over. Starting again. And we always do that in our lives. We always have different, you know, what am I trying to say? Different cycles, different jobs we go to that are new at one point, and a kind of anxiety, and it's like, oh, can I do this? And okay, I got to get used to it, and you get in the flow and you get into the routine, and it's like second nature. And then you challenge yourself again and you start again. And that's really kind of what I'm seeing, and many of the signs have been representing transformation, change of work. Last year made us stop more than we didn't want to, and a lot of us, not necessarily you, I feel like you probably worked the whole time, to be honest, most of you. But I know that a lot of us thought, because of that stop that was not planned, that it was like, made me think about maybe not wanting to do what I've been doing, because I have a lot more to offer and wasn't particularly happy and blah, 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 right? Well, the second category is that of possible blessings or obstacles. And you have the 4 of, this is perfect. You have the 4 of Swords. Well, the Swords are the energy and the element of, you know, air. That's the Aquarius, the Libra. Venus just went into Libra today. So there's beautiful energy of relaxing, retreat, vacations, slowing it down. You know, there's the indication is this beautiful stained glass where you're being looked over and protected, And if for some reason you were just like working so hard that perhaps you started feeling less than you are normally feeling, you weren't feeling so great. You're going to heal okay. You'll be fine, I promise. There's a little bandage around this guy's forehead. Maybe you've had a headache, maybe you hurt yourself, and I'm sorry. I just feel like it's not super serious, or it's at a point where it's at the very end stage as well. And it does have to do, like I said, perhaps the bones. And like, I'm not a medical, I'm just talking about the absolute messages that come through for these card messages. And yeah, spine, maybe bone, just being careful and just not overdoing it. Maybe lifting happened too much. You may have moved recently, which is exciting, but it's exhausting. You know, get a massage. That's, of course I'm going to say that as a therapist, you know, I mean, I would love one myself. But now you have the time to relax, and you're going to recuperate, and you're going to come through with flying colors, because everyone needs to do this. You need this time. You need to balance things out, you know, and you work too hard and then you overdo it. And like I said, what happens to vacation time? What happens to time for you that you deserve for working so hard? That's all. It's just reminding you, you know. And I like that. And you can take time with the Aquarian, or, you know, maybe somebody you don't know that's coming through while you were resting, you know, while you were in a better state, while you weren't thinking so much, working too hard. It actually is perfect. And then the second or third category is that of finances. So you've overdone it a little bit, you weren't feeling great, you're ready to stop, and you've been recuperating, maybe you've been on the vacation, you know, and things are feeling a lot better. And that's when things happen that is magical and beautiful, and, you know, money is definitely a part of that. And Venus represents money. It's not just about beauty or relationships and love. It's about creativity and money and ways to provide that and make that happen and allow that to happen and imagine these things, you know. It's just beautiful, the energies right now. So that category for finances for you is beautiful, and it's the Three of Cups. So here you go, you got, excuse me, I'll try it again here. Delicious. Wands, fire, right? Leo season, energetic, you know, motivated, probably being out with parties and things because you've got Leo friends, you know, good with business, good with strength and, you know, heart and passion about what they do. And he thought, okay, I'm going to rest. I don't want to overdo it. Make sure everything's copacetic. Take my little retreat. Aquarian wants me to do this, go there, whatever. See some things I don't usually do. And now I want to celebrate, and I got the money to do it because I feel good. And I allowed myself that time. And things still worked. It was amazing. And I've had this passive money come in here, and I reinvested over there. New moon brought in some great opportunities. And I'm feeling really happy emotionally, and I'm visiting people I haven't seen in a while, and I'm so glad I was kind of coerced into it, which does tend to happen sometimes. Those Virgos, you got to pull them and pry them out of their work office, you know. But we love you all the best, all the more. And it's beautiful. It's celebration, and it's just there's a lot of things to be happy for and grateful for, and I know each and every one of us can find at least 3 things or 3 friends to celebrate for sure, and that's what's happening. And so there are the cups. There's the fulfillment of our emotions, because as hardworking as you are and as grounded and as practical and sensible, and you also are very, you know, deeply capable of love, and you care a great deal about that and to have it last, regardless of what type of love. You know, it's a wonderful understanding about earth signs that I definitely want to mention. So that's beautiful. Yeah, you have something to cheer about. Something really good came through, and it had a lot to do with your hard work, of course. Because that's all the law of attraction. When you put out and put out, you're going to get something. You absolutely will. And we know you're very good at that. So congratulations. And the last category I've added is the wishes and surprises. Because it's good to have wishes. It's good to have those dreams. And the star represents the Aquarian, you know, and that's wishing and knowing and believing with everything you are, and the steadfast, hardworking, you know, mantra that you have anyway within you that you came to this earth with about, you know, just never ever letting go, and it will come true, and it will be there for you when you wish upon that star, your North Star, whatever it is, you know, the relationship, the family. It could very well be family now, you know, it might be a part of that time in your life because there's different phases. Still want the grandkids, but we won't go into that right now. Never want to push those things, right? But I'm just going to say that wishes are important, and then you might be just surprised at how they come true, but they really, really do. Or we have the Taurus, Uranus influence, as well as the fact that Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius, where, bam, things can come out of nowhere. Surprises like you wouldn't believe, right? That's what Uranus does, and it's just like, it'll change your life, it'll change your perspective, it'll change your viewpoints, your work, your job, anything. It's just, sometimes we have an idea and you sense it, you know, if you're out and you're being calm, and still you'll get messages, but I'll tell you, a lot of times it just out of the blue. So you can prepare for that too with this Aquarian energy, as we all can. And then Jupiter's in Aquarius, even though it's retrograde right now, and that's all about abundance. That's all about luck and prosperity and, you know, perfect timing and synchronicities and all the beautiful things that come with Jupiter when it's in each of our signs, which it was in your sign last year. So I'm pretty sure you know what I mean. And I bet you're reaping the benefits even more this year than last year for a lot of Capricorns, from what I'm understanding. Excuse me, I have an itch. So Jupiter's there for sure. And Saturn's in Aquarius too, but that doesn't matter to you because you're used to Saturn. That's your main person, you know, that's your ruling planet. You're okay with being kept in, you know, fine line so that you can get to the finish line. You have no problem with that whatsoever. You like to teach other people that. And so your wishes and surprises card is the Hanged Man. Okay. So from what I see, beautiful Capricorns, you have worked a lot as usual. You may have been feeling a little under the weather, or you just kind of like, feeling like maybe I need that vacation. You know, you're finally realizing, you know, maybe I should listen to my friends or my special, you know, significance and my loved ones. And I'm willing to do that. I just need one more thing to do and I'm going to be fine. Or I'm almost completely well. It wasn't even that serious, thankfully. So I had rested, and I'm really glad, and I am taking this time, and it's been wonderful because I've met people and friends again, and, you know, from your past or what have you, and it's made you feel so grateful for that and how important that is about life and the connections we need that we lose sight of when we're working too much. And then a different perspective, like maybe this is, maybe I shouldn't work as much. Maybe I need to be out more. Maybe I need to spend more time with others that I care about. Now, this is just a few of you, because I don't know, but I'm just saying this is the representative Pisces. And I will say that when Venus goes into Libra, it then becomes your house, Pisces, of intimacy. And so, yeah, there's a lot of love and compassion with Pisces anyway, and a feeling of wanting to be of service, and the creativity is unparalleled, and there's just, you know, you're willing to just stop and listen to your deepest intuition in your heart and what really, really fills you up and makes you really happy, which is the most important thing of all. It overrides money or anything materialistic, though those things don't hurt. But it's really recognizing that, yeah, you're just kind of hanging there. You're just really at a place where you really want to really give it some thought. You know, there's a lot of transitions going on, and you're no exception, apparently. So, but it feels good. It feels like, well, we're not getting any younger, right? And even if age doesn't even have anything to do with it, sometimes you just know that I just have a change of heart, you know. And this is actually what's interesting, and I believe I'm right about this. The Hangman is upside down, but in this one he's right side up, so it's actually, you know, reversed. So maybe that stalling, or maybe that thought and all those things are just kind of, they're finally not happening. You know the direction to go because you've been really resting, having a good time, celebrating, getting away from the things that as much as you love and create great wealth and so forth, they've really, something's hit home. There's something that's transpired. There's something that's changing for you in a big way, in a beautiful way. So I'm actually touched by this reading because sometimes a tower will come up and it'll be like, bam, you're going to stop. One way or another, universe will just make it happen, right? It closes down your business, you know, you have an earthquake, whatever the case is. But that's not the case. This is you realizing on your own, or maybe having been, like I said, a little under the weather, but coming around and it wasn't too serious. And it was like, thank God, because I know we all get a little concerned right now still. And then just going out and having fun and thinking, wow, I haven't really done that in a while. I need to really do that more. And that's a surprise within yourself. And others as well. They're going to be like, what? You want to go out again and have fun? What? I'm milking it a little bit because, of course, you like to have fun. But you know what I mean. And you can still make money not working as many hours, I promise. And so I love that for you. I hope that that absolutely hits home in some way for you, beautiful Capricorns. And like I said, all your relationships in some way or another. And then I'm going to go on to read and finish with the Oracle messages. This is the beautiful Wisdom of the Hidden Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. And these really, really inspire me. And that's why I love choosing oracles in addition to tarot. And of course, astrology is just all intertwined. So I've always wanted to add a little bit of that because it makes sense. And it affects us the way we want it to, you know. It's not an absolute, but these are choices and ideas and perspectives that might intrigue you and might kind of make you think, huh, I'm glad I heard that. That's my intention for you anyway. So your beautiful message for the remaining part of August is the Rainbow Prince. I love rainbows. They actually make me feel extremely happy and teary-eyed because they're so beautiful. Compensation and perseverance. Well, here we are back at the old reality about, you know, the beautiful Capricorn is how they have the capability. They're almost like this, I don't know, it's just from experiences I've had and the way I've studied it and everything. They're almost like this Midas touch, you know, but I know it's because you deserve what you do and you really work hard and you toil and you're good at what you do, you know, but you do seem to have this ability to be able to create and amass wealth and compensations, you know, for yourself and others, because they all benefit from you. So it's number 26 and that equals an 8, and that's all about abundance. That's the abundant number in numerology. Prosperity, abundance, manifestation, all of the above. So your message with that, though, 26 is, when the Rainbow Prince appears as your ally, he reminds you about the law of compensation and the law of receiving. After the rainstorm, oh, that's what I love, that's right. After the rainstorm you've endured, and, you know, maybe some rough times, the Rainbow Prince brings you a pot of gold, which is the result of your using all the elements of your inner light. And you know what? You've got all the elements pretty much here. That's so beautiful. Major Arcana with the Pisces, which is also water element. But, you know, the cups, the swords, and the wands. The only thing that isn't here is the pentacles. But that's you. So you are here. Light and okay. So Prince brings you a pot of gold, which is the result of all you're using all the elements of your inner light and reaching into the sky until you touch the material realm from one end to the other. And that's what you're about, the material world, the real, the tangible. This isn't always an easy process, and hard work must be rewarded by compensation. When you align yourself with the energy of giving the highest value, your compensation is inherent in the act itself. But the message here is more than that. The Rainbow Prince says to keep your sights on the sky after the rainstorms, so that you may have wait, I apologize. Prince says to keep your sights on the sky after the rainstorms that may have upset your life. Follow your bliss to the pot of gold waiting for you. Perseverance pays off, and you've got that in spades, and your reward will be greater than you can imagine. I can't imagine it being any more synchronistic in your reading, because it's the hard work, the perseverance, and then resting, trusting. You've got the absolute, constant guidance, co-creations with you, and you get to celebrate, you get to be happier than you've ever been, and you get to recognize it was all worth it, and you just know you have the perspective like, yeah, it's so wonderful to know these things. It feels so good to be in touch with all this, to be a part of it all, right? Because we are all a part of it all. So I love that. That's absolutely beautiful. And I hope you do as well. And I'll finish with your super attractor manifestation message, which is bringing the life into fruition that you want by pretty much everything that's been said, but mainly by feeling it. And you're deep when it comes to feeling. You're very deep. And people may not know that, but it's down to the ground deep. It's sturdy and strong, and it's long lasting, which is what a lot of people want to be around when it comes to relationships. You're in it for the long haul. Friend or what have you, it doesn't matter. So your message in closing, your affirmation or your mantra is, beautiful, that root chakra, boy, there you go. Closest to the ground, the stability, the power of now, the present. My true safety lies in my capacity to align with the love of the universe. Absolutely. Love is what it's about. This is what my readings are trying to convey always. It's the most powerful emotion and energy, and it just heals and does phenomenal things. And that's the picture. And I want to say that's like the new moon that happened in Leo right there. But love can continue to grow, and the more we give it, the more it does grow, and the more you receive it. And it's just a side effect, right? The law of attraction. So I love that. I love your reading. I wish you so much happiness and love and compassion and feeling well, if that's actually happened and maybe possibly still a residual, okay? And thank you for taking the time, especially. Time is valuable. And I love the fact that you would stop in. So if you want, you can like and subscribe and hit the share button, all those wonderful things to help support my channel. I appreciate it every time, and I'll never get tired of it, and it definitely helps the channel to grow. So you know what that's like. We want that, Capricorn. But anyway, in the meantime, take really good care of yourself. Come on back for your beginning of the month readings in September. I'll be here for you. Take good care. Bye for now.